Good day, everybody. We are here on a cold, frigid February day. Man, we've had some real frigid temperatures lately. It's down into the teens, and all last week we had real cold temperatures. So um, it's taken a little bit of a toll on our greens. The collard greens still look pretty good. They're a little bit more meaty of a green, so they can withstand cold a little bit better. But these rutabagas, man, I wish I'd have shot this video last week because they were really looking beautiful. But we're still going to come out and do a harvest and cook video. Um, Man, we really enjoyed um, growing these rutabagas. I'm gonna put a link in the description to show you if you want to watch the video on how we grew these rutabagas from start to finish, and you'll see how beautiful they were in that video. But they'll recuperate once we're gonna probably have a warm up here soon, and they'll recuperate. But I did want to just go out and start to do a harvest and cook video because I really wanted to eat me a rutabaga today. So we do have some already harvested. So um, I'm not gonna go come out here and pull, but just one, maybe two. So I know a lot of people wonder, well, how do you tell when a rutabaga is ready? Well, they have about 100, anywhere from 90 to 110 days to maturity, starting from the time that you see the seedling come up or the time you plant the small plant. So we planted these in October. Like I say, go back and watch that video. You'll see exactly when we planted them. I know we got them out a little late, but today is February the 1st. So um, they've met the days to maturity, but they can sit in the ground a little bit longer than the days to maturity. It's not going to hurt them, especially when the weather is cold. Now we'll have to get these out of here by the spring. But another thing, you want the bulb to be at least 4 inches wide. So as you can see, most of the ones we have are at least 4 inches wide. So I'm gonna come through here and just try to pick one of them that's a little bit bigger than that. Hurry up and get out of here because it's cold. And we got so many rutabagas. Hopefully we'll be able to get these away. Obviously I can't eat all these rutabagas, uh, but rutabagas do store real well. The ones you see in the store will you'll see them coated in wax that can just increase the shelf life of them and keep that moisture in there. But I'm not going to, of course, put wax on mine, but they still are stored at room temperature for quite a long time. But what I want to do is I'm going to cut mine up and dice them in cubes and freeze them and just take them right out the bag when I get ready for them. I saw a recipe for rutabaga French fries, so I may cut some in strips and make some French fries out of them. But let's go ahead and harvest some so we can get out of here. So, like I said, that bulb is more than 4 inches wide, and all you gotta do is pull up on it. Now you can eat the leaves. So if they recuperate and they get the leaves start looking real good on them, I may come out and harvest some of the leaves. So we'll harvest this one, and we'll go ahead and grab this one. All right, so we're gonna cut these and we're gonna prepare them and we're gonna get ready to go and cook them. Thanks for watching. Okay, y'all, let me explain what's going on. We are getting our stock ready, which is going to season our rutabagas. So what I did, I put in probably about, I don't know, 3 or 4 cups of water in this little pan, and it's been simmering. This is a smoked turkey tail, and you want to use some kind of a smoked meat or salt pork or ham hock or any kind of seasoning you want to use to season your meat to cook your rutabagas in. So we're using a smoked turkey tail. So it's been simmering for about 35, 40 minutes. So we're going to flip it over and let it simmer on the other side for about another 30 minutes. And while it's simmering and finishing up, and we're going to go ahead and cut up our rutabagas. Okay, y'all. So we got our rutabagas all nice and trimmed up and clean, and they are just as beautiful as they can be. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna go ahead and finish trimming them up and peeling them. And with these being fresh, they're very easy to peel. The ones you get at the grocery store, they'll be a little bit tougher to peel because they, for one, they got all that wax on them, and some of them their skin will get a little bit harder because they probably cured just being out of the ground. But that's one advantage of growing your own fresh vegetables. With them being nice and fresh, they're just a lot easier to peel. Okay, so we're gonna finish peeling these, and I'm gonna show you how I dice them up once we get through peeling them. Okay, we got our rutabagas cut up into maybe a 3/4 of an inch but 3/4 to a half inch is generally what you might want to do, but it doesn't really matter. You just then I would like to cut mine up in cubes, so we'll get our pieces and then just cut them up in cubes. Set that to the side. The smaller the cubes you cut them in, the quicker they'll cook. But like I say, I like mine's about this size. Not rocket science. But the traditional way is to cut them in cubes. Now you can also just drizzle olive oil on these and season them and just bake them in the oven. It's also another good healthy way to cook them. But we're gonna boil ours today in our seasoned water with our smoked turkey tail. All right, so we're gonna finish dicing these up and we'll be right back. Okay, y'all, what we're gonna do, we're gonna just go ahead and pour our stock. That's all of our seasoned stock. So we're gonna go ahead and add in our rutabagas. And I could have put my rutabagas in first and then added my stock. Wouldn't have mattered too much. What we're gonna do is add a little bit of our seasoning. We're gonna go ahead and put our garlic salt in. That ought to be enough. And we're gonna put in a little black pepper. All right, and we also gonna put in a tablespoon of sugar. The rutabagas have a nice little sweet flavor to them, but not gonna hurt to add a little more sugar to them. We want to kind of stir this around a little bit. We want that stock down there to get on every rutabaga. So what these rutabagas is gonna do, some of the water that's in them is gonna come out of them as they cook, and it's gonna kind of rise that level up of water in there a little bit. But I think we're on our way. We're just gonna cover them and let them simmer. We are gonna let these cook for a little bit, and we'll be right back. Okay, they've been simmering for about 25 or 30 minutes. So we've been just kind of Every now and then, maybe just stirring them, getting that the rutabagas down in that stock. But as I told you, they're gonna make their own water, and then what they'll do is they'll make their own water, then they'll start absorbing that water back in them, and then that water, or that stock down at the bottom, kind of turn into like a little bit of a gravy, I guess. All right, so we'll just let them cook for a little while longer, and we'll be back when they're done. Okay, our rutabagas are ready. And our total cook time, not including the maybe hour and a half we, you know, made our stock with our turkey tail, but just the raw cooking time was probably about 45 minutes, 40 to 45 minutes. So, man, they smell wonderful. So we're gonna plate some up and taste them. I got a piece of cornbread right there in the center. We're just gonna cover that cornbread up. And like I said, they'll make that little gravy. And then we're gonna get us a little piece of that turkey. This right here is an entire meal. You don't need to cook anything else. All right, so we're gonna let that cool down and we're gonna taste it. Man, these rutabagas smell wonderful. And I'm sure they're gonna taste wonderful. Man, they're still hot. Man, but they're wonderful as I knew they would be. But again, I hope this video encourages you, to grow your own vegetables and come inside and cook them fresh. It's just nothing like it. When you buy rutabaga from the store, sometimes you don't know how long they've been sitting around, or when they were harvested or where they came from. Well, these right here were full of flavor, full of juice. As you saw, they made their own juice because they were fresh out of the garden, and they just taste fresh, and they're much more healthier for you. Your vegetables are much more healthier for you when you harvest them and cook them fresh, and it's just an enjoyable experience. So if you have time to invest, and it's worth the time to invest in growing your own vegetables, growing your own garden, putting your garden in, it's good exercise. It's good to get out of the house, and man, it just make you feel so much better when you can just eat your own vegetables. So, man, I appreciate you for watching the video. If you enjoyed the effort we put into it, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to AG Outside. Thanks, and have a great day.